A very good afternoon to everyone. Today we will study about chromosomal banding. Before studying chromosomal banding, we must know few terms and few things about it. First is the cytogenetics. Cytogenetics is a branch where we study about the chromosome structure, functions and their abnormality that may be present in a cell. The second is the karyotype. Karyotype is the normal or abnormal, constitutional or acquired chromosomal constituent of an individual, means that is the whole chromosomal content an individual have. Either it may be normal or abnormal, it may be its own chromosome or it has been acquired from somewhere. The whole constitutional chromosome is called as the karyotype. Then comes the ISCN. What is ISCN? It is an organization called as International System for Human Cytogenetic Nomenclature. It is an organization that gives naming to the human karyotype. Fourth is ideogram. Ideogram is the diagrammatic representation of the karyotype. It is nothing but the representation of chromosomes of a individual that are normal or abnormal, it's mutated or something else has happened to the chromosome. But the whole chromosome that is represented in a diagrammatic way is called as the ideogram. Now next point is karyogram. What is karyogram? That is the systematic arrangement of metaphasic chromosome prepared either by drawing, by digital imaging or by photography. Means we have arranged the metaphasic chromosome serially on a plane, and all these drawing of this chromosome has been made by drawing or by digital imaging, or we have taken the picture by microscope. This whole system of arrangement of chromosome is called as karyogram. Next point is human karyogram. What is human karyogram? Human karyogram is the pictorial representation of metaphasic chromosome in homologous pairs, and they must be arranged according to the decreasing length and position of the centromere. Means that is a pictorial representation. We made the pictures, and the arrangement of chromosomes must be in an order that is dependent on the decreasing length of the chromosomes and the position of centromere, and the chromosome must be in their pair of homologs. Means we have 23 pair of chromosome, and each individual has a copy of a mother and of a copy of a father. Both the copy of a chromosome must be together and they must be of metaphase stage. This whole representation is called human karyogram. Now we will study about few scientists who has contributed their part in chromosomal banding or karyotyping. The first group was Tijo and Levan. In 1956, they have studied chromosomes of an individual and discovered that an individual has 23 pair of chromosomes, in which 22 pairs are autosomes that are present in all cells, while a male has XY chromosome and a female has XX chromosome. And they have also discovered that chromosome number 1 is the largest chromosome, while the chromosome 21 is the smallest chromosome of an individual. The second scientist was the Denver, and he has given a Denver system in 1959. He has studied about the chromosomes of an individual and grouped them into 7 groups. The grouping of the chromosomes was based on 2 bases. First, the length of the chromosome and positioning of the centromere. On the basis of these 2 criteria, he has grouped all the chromosome in 7 groups, and it was named as A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Now we will study about the chart that was given by Denver system. Denver has grouped all these chromosome 22 pairs X and Y in 7 groups A, B, C, D, E, F and G on the basis of centromeric position, metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric, submetacentric, meta and acrocentric. And second basis was length of the chromosome, where chromosomes were large, medium, slightly smaller and smaller in size. Only 2 points are very important to be remembered here. The first one is X chromosome. X chromosome comes under group C and it is submetacentric and medium in size, while the second point is that Y chromosome comes under group G and it is acrocentric and is smaller in size. Coming to the most important topic, that is chromosomal banding. What is chromosomal banding? Chromosomal banding is the cytological procedure of differential staining of a chromosome, that is a mitotic chromosome, along its longitudinal axis. The chromosomal differential staining gives a heterogeneity and complexity of a chromosome, means how much heterogeneous or complex a chromosome is. The differential staining gives banding pattern or bands on a chromosome, and these are of two types. First is the dark band and the second is the light band. The dark band shows the positive band and the light bands are the negative band. Tobjan Kasperson was the first scientist who has done the chromosomal banding, and it was Q banding type. Now coming to the chromosomal banding types. Chromosomal banding types of 4 types. First type is G banding. It is also called as Giemsa banding, and here chromosomes are mildly treated or proteolized with trypsin and then they are stained with Giemsa. The Giemsa banding gives 2 bands, dark and light, on a chromosome, and the dark bands are rich in AT and they have very low density of genes in that region, means very low number of or very less number of genes are present in the dark band, and they have AT bases in that region, while the light bands are GC rich and they have very high content of genes in that area. The GC rich means they have guanine and cytosine residues very higher in this region. The second band is R banding. It is also called as reverse of Giemsa banding or reverse banding. Here the chromosomes are thermally denatured and then they are stained with Giemsa. These R banding also give a light and dark band, but the banding pattern is just reverse to it, and the dark bands have GC rich high content and the light bands have AT rich high regions. This G and R are reversed to each other, and the most popular one is the G banding, that is done in the chromosome to find their position of the centromere and the classification of the chromosomes. Now the third type is Q banding. Q banding is also called as quinacrine banding, and this banding is done with quinacrine mustard stain. This quinacrine mustard banding gives dark and light band. Dark is AT rich and light in GC rich. Fourth is the C banding or consecutive heterochromatic banding. It is a banding where denaturation of the chromosome is done with barium hydroxide and then it is stained with Giemsa. This banding pattern only gives a single dark band, and this dark band represents the consecutive heterochromatic region. Now what is heterochromatic region or euchromatic region in a chromosome? To study the chromosomal banding, we must know 2 more things. First is a chromosome has different regions, and these regions are called as, second, euchromatic or heterochromatic region. Euchromatic region is the region that is less condensed and has high reach of genes, and the number of genes that are present here that can be transcribed and translated very easily. But the second region of a chromosome is heterochromatic, that is very condensed, and there are number of genes that are active are very less, and it is gene poor and it has most of the junk gene. These genes present in the heterochromatic region are very less transcribed and further translated. So A chromosome has two different regions, euchromatic and heterochromatic regions, and that can be seen by the banding patterns. Now the chromosomal banding pattern chapter is over, and we will study a new topic in the next class. So like, subscribe and share my channel, and if you want to study a specific topic according to your interest, you can directly message me in the comment box. Thank you.